Am I on?
I think you are, actually. Yeah, hi, it's Charlotte Pierce and Kitty Werner. We are members of the Board of Independent Publishers of New England, and we're here in our drop-in indie office hours on Tuesdays. Our new time is at 12 on Tuesdays. Is that going to be a okay time for you? As good a time as any, Kitty? Or
I guess.
yeah. We have a regular board meeting at 2 on once a month on Tuesdays, so we wanted to move it to a time when it would be clear of at least some of our obligations. What's going on up there in Vermont, Kitty?
We're expecting 4 to 8 inches of fun and games this afternoon, or tonight, and judging by what we've gotten so far this winter, if we get anything, it'll be a surprise. Every time a storm comes whizzing through, it kind of just jumps right over the valley, and we've got 3 ski areas. What can I tell you?
Which ones are up by you?
2 Sugar Bushes and Mad River Glen.
Okay.
And Mad River Glen does not make snow.
Really? They just assume they're going to have some.
Well, they hope. It's a co-op, so everybody pays in advance so they can pay their bills.
Oh, I see. Oh, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're supposed to get 8 to 10 or something here in the Boston area.
Have fun.
Thank you. But Lillian, I just booked my daughter and me to go up to Sunapee over spring break, winter break. So we're going to go up there for 4 days, and that's New Hampshire. Cool. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Well, you probably got a lot more snow there than you're getting up here. Although the Jay Peak is getting pounded.
Is that right? Well,
in Killington, but not Central Vermont.
Well, they said they the snow forecast came, and then everybody started booking that. I booked it last night, but so what do we have for members up there for IPNI?
Where
in Vermont? Yeah, we have quite a few, don't we?
We have a lot of members in Vermont. It's called the Vermont Mafia. Come on.
I know. That was alluded to.
Yes, it was alluded to.
Our new president, Jessica Swift, who's trying to come on, is
Vermont.
And why don't you talk a little bit about what's going on with IPNI while I try to rouse her? Okay.
Yeah, she's trying to get that plugin loaded on Chrome, no less. What's going on? Well, we've got the book awards. They keep coming in. I'm getting a stack of books, and a fellow that I had actually connected him with his agent in 1905. He ended up publishing a bestseller, and he's now joined IPNI, and he's got books in the. He just sent them in yesterday.
Excellent.
For the book awards. Yeah,
I guess we can't say his name for fear that there might be some of our illustrious judges listening or something.
I don't know, but they're librarians, so I don't know. So I can't wait to read it.
They might be over
there.
Yeah,
you think so? Right, Pete Pizzelli. I said it. So anyway, I'm looking forward to reading that book. That's the nice thing about cool. Being the receiver of all the books is I get to read them.
Oh yes. Do you actually read them before you send them out, or do you just
some of them
kind of scan them? Yeah. Well, I have to go right after this. I have to go and onto Lightning Source and correct the cover for the Puragaji handbook, and hopefully it will be ready in time for you guys to send off to the judges.
Cool. Well, I've got to notify all the judges.
Yeah. So we have them all set, right? All of the judges are.
There are 14. There are 14 judges. And
what are the categories?
Nonfiction, fiction, cover design, children's, genre.
Perennial sellers.
Perennial sellers, yeah.
So those are if they're published before 2012.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. I think I've got one I need to put in there. But we have some really interesting ones in there. It's fascinating the variety of books we have.
Good.
Some are superior.
Quality ones too.
Some very good quality ones, yeah.
Excellent.
And then some you kind of.
Well, I've been beating the bushes on Google Plus to make sure that people know about it. How else do you think we could get the word out? So where do they come to register, first of all, if they're listening?
IPNI.org.
IPNI.org? What could be easier?
I know.
And how
I was
much does
thinking
it cost?
bookstores. If you're a member of IPNI, it's $40.
Wow.
And if you're not, it's $90, which gives you a membership too. Surprise!
So you will be a member if you
There
so
you go.
desire. Yeah.
But I was thinking bookstores might be a good outlet.
Or flyers and stuff.
Yeah, flyers at bookstores because how many of us authors end up going to bookstores? We hope.
And
a lot
they
of us.
are regional. You know, they're very
generally connection somehow.
Yeah.
Also, we have a new benefit with IPNI with the independent booksellers.
What
NEBA.
is that?
It's they have for $100 you can send out a book blast, and it's you have to have the book in by the 7th of February. The information is now on our website IPNI.org, but we got a 20% discount on it. Instead of $100 to do a book blast, it's $80. Oh, there's Jess.
Is she actually going to be in? Oh my God! It sounds like a teletype machine. This is what happens when you
Yes.
elect a president. I'm gonna mute her. Who's in the backwoods? Okay. I tried to mute her.
Hello?
Hi.
Wow. Oh, wait a second. Now I did mute her, but now I unmute yourself, Jessica.
Oh, here, let's.
Hello?
Hello, Jess. What's all that noise in the background?
Hey!
Hi.
Jessica,
I have no idea. There's no noise here.
Oh, it must be. What are you on? What kind of a connection are you on?
Satellite.
Are you on a phone?
I'm on a... No, I'm on my laptop.
Okay.
Now it's quiet.
We don't see your video, so that's because you have it turned off, or
No camera.
no camera.
Yes, that'll slow down my connection even more.
Yep, that's a good move. Although we would love to see you.
I have a good picture.
Not really.
Well, we won't discuss. Oh man, we won't discuss what we were talking about in the green room. But anyway, Kitty was just going,
really?
No, I heard you guys.
Because we were on the cell phone, of course. We were talking about IPNI and what's going on. I was just talking about the new NEBA benefit we have. So if you want to promote your new book, it's $80 instead of $100 to do their bookseller blast. Information on the IPNI website.
And a blast is what?
They send it out to all the bookstores in New England.
They send what? Your book?
Listing.
Yeah, a listing, a description of your book. It's a PR thing on your book.
Okay.
So you send them the cover and the information on it, and they send it out quarterly. And it's generally for new books.
And do you think bookstores will notice that and order?
That's the hope. They'll notice it. Whether they order it or not, whether they think it's appropriate to order, is the question.
I wonder if NEBA has any stats on the success rate of the
I don't know. We can ask Nan.
Yeah. Nan is the.
Or is that the library one? Hold on, I'll have a look.
It's Nan. Nan.
Is it Neela? Or NEBA?
Yeah, she's NEBA and Steve Fisher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nan is still there.
Yeah, she's the one I've been talking to.
You guys chat a little bit. Tell people a little about IPNI, about how do you build readers. Jessica, how do you build readership for your books? Jessica. Seems like she might be on a little bit of a lag.
Yeah, she could be. Building readership. That's an interesting one. A lot of people. She's really good at social media, believe it or not. And that's
My
how she's been
network
doing.
connection is experiencing difficulties.
All right.
Mhm.
Does that mean you don't have to?
Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Do you want to phone in, or can you? No, we can't.
Sure, I can phone.
No, we can hear you now. Why don't
That
you
might
go?
be
Why don't
better.
you say something and like?
You can.
Yes.
One of the things is definitely, Kitty's correct, that social media is such a huge part of really any author's marketing platform, as well as establishing branding, which is often overlooked as an integral part of your platform, and sort of determining who you are as an entity, right? I mean, the book is the product, but so are you, as the author, as the self-publisher, as the indie publisher in many ways. So it's not just reaching out to other readers; it's reaching out to other folks who are interested in your topics. Again, another oft overlooked tactic, I think.
How do you do that as a fiction writer?
And rather reaching out to other writers. That's well, again, it's partially about branding yourself. So if you're a fiction writer, but you really love gardening, there's something to be said about reaching out to other folks who also garden, and branding yourself that way. I think also reaching out to folks who are interested in the topics that you write about. So again, it's not just reaching out to other writers. I mean, other writers, of course, read, but that's not your target audience. Determining what your target audience is. If there are elements of gardening in your books, if there are elements of, there's crime and fun things like that, you reach out to, there's the Women's Crime Writers Association. Reach out to them. Let them know not in an annoying way, not in a spamming way, but reach out to them. Share your interests. And also be generous on social media. It's not one way. It's not look at me, buy my book, buy my book. It's about action. It's about being generous. It's about reaching. I really think blogging too. And people say I don't have time to blog. I'm not interested in blogging. Well, that's still where people go for new content. And people like being able to communicate with you and have a conversation with you. And that's another really great way to brand yourself. It's where you get to talk about your writing, but you can also talk, you pick your keywords. What is it about me? You pick those keywords, and those are what you focus on. And I think authors and writers say, I don't have time for marketing, I don't have time for social media. Well, then you don't have time for sales. Because there are ways to generate again, you have to be careful, because it's not just buy my book, I'm amazing, buy my book. But it is a way to reach readership, to reach reviewers, to reach bloggers who want to look at your product.
Yes.
So there's this sort of whole package.
Right. A second. If anybody's listening on the event page, please let us know if you'd like to join the panel and just hop in here with us. I'll text you the link. Thanks, Jessica. Yeah, I was just on interviewed today by a community on Google Plus that I'm a member of called the Sanctuary Networking Community. And we did talk about that a little bit. I think it's a pretty common theme among really authentic, genuine marketing people that, be first. I think isn't it the 90-10 rule or something, or is it the 80-20 rule?
Yes, the 80-20 rule. 20%
your own stuff, and 80% sharing other people's and commenting on other people's things. Because I found that just on Google Plus just really pays off. It's kind of intangible. It's hard to track in a way, but you just know it's happening when you've paid it forward a little bit.
Paying it forward always works.
And I mean, again, that's where you make connections.
Jessica's having a little.
Buy your book. You may connect with a reviewer or a book blogger who.
Repeat that, Jess. You're losing you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying I wanted to emphasize a point that it's the connections that you make may be initially not, the potential person to buy your book, but you might encounter book bloggers or, reviewers who open up tons of avenues for people to find out about you. It's about discovery. So people take that, they don't do that 80-20, Charlotte, that you mentioned, which is really a great rule.
Mm-hmm. Because they
and
think
that's where we get the spamming,
time...
and that's where indie authors and indie publishers get. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's the crosstalk is just kills your connection. Yeah, they think that online they better be just putting out their Amazon link, but it's changed. Everything's changed. It's not about that anymore.
Well, everything Amazon is so skewed by whatever anybody can hedge their bets and have all their friends buy and do all this kind of nonsense. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, I was recently speaking with a colleague, and Amazon is tightening down on that. That whole sort of nepotism in some ways. Oh, Charlotte, you go review my book, and I'll go review your book, and it'll be a fake review, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're cracking down in many ways. This particular colleague was telling me how some of her legitimate reviews, in fact, were not being posted by Amazon because Amazon was saying,
of course,
friend connection. This is someone we've sort of, made. Now, granted, that's in this case isn't good because it was actually these were legitimate reviews. But in some ways, that makes me feel a little hopeful that buying your position on Amazon is going to change a little bit. And these sales are actually, and the reviews are actually represented.
Right.
Well, they don't even post Midwest book reviews anymore.
But you, as the author, can go in and post that on your site.
I know, but
post that on your Amazon page.
Can you?
Yep. Well, then you have to go in the background and sometimes trying to get in is a real bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I wanted to bring up a couple of examples that I've run across people I know. One of them I met on Google Plus through. I was selected as a person to watch by.
Oh.
Can we touch you?
What? Yeah, touch me. And she was one of the people to watch too. There was one chosen for each day of December. So I'm trying to live up to my.
We're working on you.
Yeah, we're working on me. Kathleen Colvin, she's got a book that she's trying to get to a traditional publisher, and I'm kind of working on her to do it independently, but. She's got it. She's got the whole thing it's about Roman. It's a novel set in Roman times, and she's putting out these wonderful little postings about, like bathroom arrangements in Roman times, or different little nuggets of cool information, and then kind of putting a reference to her book at the end of that. And a wonderful graphic, like something that she's found.
I've got a picture of my father and daughter on a 40-holer Roman latrine, if that helps.
I should send that to her. She could probably make a good post about it. But
they were dressed.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. And then the other one is Mary Beth Inverness is her pen name. She's a science fiction writer, and she comes on Google Plus and other social media, she'll ask a question. You're like, do you think that, like something related to an issue that she's dealing with in her writing? Do you think that, after 90 years of living on Mars, would people be inbred or something like that? It's like,
That's bizarre.
That's a great tactic. That's a really, really great tactic because it's about engagement.
It's an engagement, and it's genuine. She's really wanting to know. I mean, she might be mindful of it, but yeah. So those.
There's the element of. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Char.
No, go ahead.
Just to emphasize your point. There's that element of authenticity, where she's being genuine. She's asking a cool question. She wants to engage with her readership. She wants to see that answer.
Mm-hmm.
And people, we all love to talk about ourselves. So we get to give an answer. And it's important to answer the question. When you're marketing yourself, when you're building your platform, you need to answer the question, what's in it for me? Because that's what we all ask ourselves as consumers. What do I get out of this purchase? And that's an oft overlooked question, or a question that's not even, that the indie author doesn't even ask. The indie publisher doesn't even ask him or herself. And it's a really valuable question to ask.
Yeah, and I think, traditionally some authors have been very reluctant to assume the role of the market, to put on the promotion hat. But if you're going to be an independent, you really have to do it, be as passionate about
there's also, again,
getting the word out as you are about your writing.
I find I can promote other people's work better than I can promote my own, which doesn't help.
That's a common problem, I think.
Yeah, because you know your stuff so well that somebody else needs to know about it too. Maybe we should have a co-op going here.
Yeah, I'll promote yours.
It's true, and the other thing...
Yeah, I go along. Go ahead, Jess.
That's the question to ask yourself as well, is I don't know what I don't know. And sometimes that's where you look at your connections, you look at your networks and say, where do I get the help I need? Who can help me answer these questions that I don't have the answer to? And there are resources out there, and to say, oh, I need a platform, I never thought of that. Okay, well, or yes, I need a platform, I have no idea how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this is something that IPNY can help with.
I would love to support that idea through various blogs and podcasts and webinars and things like that that will help educate folks who, again, don't even know what their question is.
I just had one this morning.
A place.
I had someone from New Hampshire. They sounded foreign. Turns out they'd only immigrated here 3 years ago, and they had no idea where to turn to get their children, I guess, 5 to 8 years old will be a children's book. To get it published, they said, I've looked into self-publishing companies. No, there are no self-publishing companies. It's a vanity press. And so I sent them, of course, all kinds of information, connected them to IPNY and so forth, and said, no, this is a business, and you need to learn the business before you can do anything else. And then you have to learn to promote it as well.
Yeah, I think the more we keep talking to each other, whether it's in Hangouts or at the conference on April 4th and 5th, or phone calls, whatever, blogs, that's just starting the conversation, making people feel comfortable that they can ask questions.
Definitely. I just thought of something to put into our in a second.
Now we have a newsletter that comes out. Is it regular, or is it kind of?
Well, I'm going to try and make it regular.
Like monthly or bi-monthly?
No. I want to do this weekly if we can. If we can come up with enough information. I want to send another one out this week. So
Jessica and I and any of the other board members should make blog posts, and then you'll you'll work from that, or what?
Yes, or any email sent to me, announcements. I think the one this week is going to be more announcements of last week when we did it was the benefits of, well, there was the conference, the book awards, and this NEBA benefit that we just added, which could be a very good idea. Can you imagine reaching all the booksellers members in New England and New York?
And that's $80 per blast, or for
yes, per book.
How many bookstores are there, I wonder?
Fair number of thousand. Yeah, there actually are. We have a lot of bookstores in New England. Vermont, Montpelier has, and they're all within, what, 2 blocks of each other? In case you didn't know that.
Did you say 35?
No, we have 5 within 2 blocks of each other.
It's like bookstore row or something, you know.
It is. They're all scattered around.
Like
3 used bookstores, 1 that's used and new, and it's owned by the new bookstore as well.
Yeah, they seem to be holding their own now. I mean, what are bookstores doing that, that helps them survive in this day and age?
Well, if you look at the Phoenix books, there are 2 of them. They opened another huge one up on just off Church Street, which is our main shopping area in Burlington. Church Street is just no traffic. It's great. You just walk up and down. It's like being in Europe with all the cafes in the summertime and the vendors on the streets and so forth. And they opened one around the corner. We used to have a Borders, and then of course they went out, and that was the end of Borders. And then someone else took over, and then there was nothing there. So they ended up opening one around the corner, and they have the one in Essex. It's huge. They would have author signings and talks, and they're just active all the time. Mike and Renee. So yeah, they can do it.
They make it a kind of a community center.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And yes, they do have the little cafe in the corner. I know my brother and I went and sat there and bought some books and sat in the corner and had a meeting. He's from Seattle. He was visiting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I know that our bookstore in Arlington had, when the Harry Potter books would come out, they had a midnight thing, you know, and that was really exciting. And they served ice cream. People would line up, and they're always looking for little events to feature. And they also have a used book thing where you can bring your used books in, and then you get credit. And for every 100 credits, you get $20 worth of purchase. You can purchase books for.
I'm just looking at my array of books up here. Gee, what do I dare give? I've got so many first editions here. I've got Chris Bajalian's first editions autographed because I help PR his books in the League of Vermont Writers.
Cool. Are you still a member of that group?
No.
What do you think of writers groups? Are there some good ones that people can look for in their region?
Oh, yes.
Of course. Absolutely.
I know New Hampshire, is it Southern New Hampshire that George Gears is involved with?
I have no idea. I know that the Connecticut Authors and Publishers, CAPA. Another one up in Maine that my friend Roger Pepper belongs to. There's the League of Vermont Writers in Vermont. I was president and treasurer and God knows what else for 10 or 11 years. Pat Gowdy, one of our new board members, is just got off the board there. So we still in another. When I was there, we went from 125 to over 400 members from around the country. So it can be really a big thing if it's handled right.
I am going to put up the IPNI page to show some of our benefits. I can only do a screen share once. There's a bug in the Google Hangouts program right now, but you can do it once and then you can't do it again in the same Hangout. So anyway, so these I'll blue box me so it'll stay on. So this is the conference. You can save $25 by registering before February 15th. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Why don't you talk about it as I scroll down?
It's actually a really good deal. We have some amazing people coming. we're going to have, of course, both of you are doing social media. Jess is doing the blogging tours and how to get around there, and then you, Charlotte, are doing the other social media. We have traditional marketing. We have a whole section for people who are new to to publishing and want to learn about it from the bottom up. Sonia Hockle is doing hers on Friday afternoon, actually, what, 4 o'clock? I think we're having that. And then we have, and for the far more experienced publishers as well, we have a slew of stuff going. It's just rather amazing.
Well, we have the SEO thing with Eric Inga.
Right.
He does very high level analysis of marketing issues and search engine, the way search engine thoroughly understands that. So he is going to apply that to independent publishing. It should be fascinating. And how about Tim Brooks? Who you want to tell?
Well, he's bringing a bunch of students as well, and these kids are really hot on making your own website.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have a whole thing on making your own website. We have one on what WordPress is all about and how you can do that. And yeah, that's the one you want to click on, that one there for the conference.
Oh, is this?
Yeah.
Oh, the speakers. Okay, I was trying to.
No, that one right there. That's the one you want to show. So we have, if you scroll down, there's Sonia doing her Publishing 101. We have Tom Wohl is going to be doing more. We've got to get more information from him, but he's late.
Mm-hmm.
If you scroll down some more, Tim Brooks is doing a thing on what Champlain College is doing with their publishing initiative, and they're bringing a bunch of students as well who are going to be doing a whole lot of other things on.
I like this. He's engaged over 400 students in more than 60 acts of publishing.
Yeah, in fact, one of them is there. He's going to be talking at the end of the session. I thought it was really a neat way to close it out. It's just someone who's publishing to change the world.
Well, the woman who came, Ginger Vieira, who came for 2011, she was in his program, and she started a diabetes blog for diabetes sufferers and or survivors or whatever you call. And she's now a leading authority. She's really worked it and has a book out too, I believe. So
you scroll down some more so we get the workshops.
Oh, the wine and cheese, that's important.
Well, award ceremony.
The award ceremony. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're still getting the entries are trickling in, or streaming in, or are they?
They're coming in. It's almost one a day at this point.
Well, that's great.
Scroll down some more. Scroll down so you can see. There's some of the workshops.
Oh, there's Charlotte Pierce.
And Jessica.
Jessica. Oh, Jessica. I started this group. Did I tell you this group on Google Plus about the Google Plus book tour?
Oh, no.
I will send you the link to that. It's where I was hoping to get a bunch of like bloggers and people on Google Plus into that community, so that when you release a book, you can just go there and announce it, and then people can book, schedule you on the show or their blog.
Well, and there's an incredible resource as well that a colleague of mine had put together that lists by genre. It's incredible. Their name, their link. I'd be happy to share that as well, which sort of narrows down that search when you're when you're looking for bloggers and reviewers. Saying, I know I want to get my books to these folks, but I don't know how and I don't know who. This list answers that question, and that might be a great way to look at that list and expand the offering out to those people on that list on the Google Hangout group.
Excellent. Yeah. As the producer of that Face the Book TV, I know for sure that people who run those types of venues are always looking for material and people to commit to being on and showing up and knowing what to do. And so it's not impossible to get out there and start building a readership. It's very possible. You just need a few tools and techniques. So who's Kim McQueen?
That's one of Tim's students.
Okay, yeah.
And then if the one Martin Simpson apparently has created an amazing full-fledged e-commerce website, and is going to spend 2 hours helping people design their own websites.
So you could actually take your
laptop. Bring your laptop.
Bring your laptop. Bring your website, and he'll help troubleshoot it or
show you how to make one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh,
and how to maintain it, because
right,
it takes so long sometimes to do that stuff.
Jenny Hudson's doing one on WordPress because she just loves working with WordPress. Angela Bowl is doing one on the basic codes and on metadata. And if you don't have metadata on all your stuff, you're kind of lost. You get lost in the crowd there. And she's an expert on this. She was the head of BSEC for how long?
What is BSEC?
Book industry.
Uh-huh.
What else do they call themselves? Book industry.
Is there like a number that you put on, or?
It's when you go into a bookstore and you look in the shelving, the BSEC code tells the people where to shelve the book. You used to do it in travel, and then the next layer down may be foreign, maybe France, or I have a book. And then if you're doing, or is it fiction? Is it nonfiction? Does it go here? So the diabetes book, where would it go? It would go under health, diabetes. And if you don't know or don't have the codes to that, nobody knows what to do with your book. They don't know what genre it is.
So they'll put it on the pile and they won't.
Right.
No, they won't even pick it up.
Yeah,
that's right. It's like, what is this?
This is that's something
so
I
it's
need
vital
to
to have both. Yeah, metadata is vital.
Yes.
What is it? Those are your keywords.
Yeah, and they're...
Yep.
Yeah.
Which...
Do you know this new term called semantic search?
No.
This is a very interesting guy that I've met on Google+, but he's got a book called Semantic Search. His name is David Amerland, and it's about basically Google's new approach to conducting search and how it's more sort of organic and a little harder to game the system.
Oh, yeah, I read something about that.
Yeah.
But it's about time.
Yeah, duh. So we have Jenny Hudson again about crowdfunding, which is a very good topic if you need some capital to get started and do publicity. And
now the Lindsay Parker one here at 2:30 to 3:30, that's she's going to also have Judith Rosen from Publishers Weekly there. So you'll see, okay, this is how traditional marketing works. You really need to start 6 months ahead to plan this before the book actually gets published. And then to send it to whom? Well, and she's looking at it from the backside. Judith is looking at it from the backside saying, well, this is what works when we get it and what doesn't work. So you get two sides of traditional marketing.
Awesome. And again, we're looking at the schedule for the Independent Publishers of New England annual conference, April 4th and 5th. And it's not a whole lot of money to attend. It's a day and a half.
It includes breakfast and lunch.
Southbridge, Massachusetts. The cost is $125 if you join before, or if you register before February 15th.
Correct.
And we're not making a killing on this. We're trying to keep it as low as affordable as possible for independent publishers.
Now look on the side here. Margot Mayer, Archer Mayer's wife, is doing one.
Oh.
This is a woman who's had done 50-some commercials and trailers and all kinds of stuff. She's analyzing what works and what doesn't, and then Mike Garris afterwards is showing you how to do it.
Now how am I going to see all these? Oh, we were.
That's a problem.
We were going to try and run some recordings, and we'll have to see if we get some volunteers from Tim's program, maybe.
Well, we have a couple of them coming, so like Mike Garris and a couple others coming who could probably do that.
I need to. So I think as many as we could record would be great, because we can always offer those to members later.
Right. Now we also have the publishing options with Tom Campbell and Kelly Gallagher of LSI. So we've got traditional printing options versus the POD. and what works, how to do it. This Wang Wei at the bottom, Publishing to Change the World. That's really neat. This guy is
Oh my
trying.
God.
Yeah, what a way to end the conference, right?
Where did we find him?
Tim?
No. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tim is so cool. He's got that, you know, for not forgotten languages, but
Yeah.
you know,
The languages that are being lost.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is one of the projects.
I hope he brings his engraving, you know, his sculpture that he does.
We can ask.
Oh, 2011. So this is our 4th annual conference.
Yep.
And ipne.org.
Wow, that's great.
Isn't that a great lineup? I mean,
really
we're not just hyping it. We're just like, can it hurry and get here?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. Anyway, we can wrap it up here. I think this has been really good and helpful to run through not only the conference, but a few ways that people can build the readership for their book and get the word out. So yeah, building readership is closely tied with publicity marketing, and
it is publicity and marketing.
Build a relationship with your readers, you know, and that might be a category of readers or a type of person who would be your reader. So it's a critical part of being indie. Anyway, thank you, Jessica. Sometime we'll get your lovely face on the screen. Kitty, we'll see you at both at the board meeting.
See you at 2.
Jessica?
We will be there.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for your words of wisdom.
Yes.
Bye.
Kitty, see you later.
See you later. Bye.
Take care.
Thanks for having me on here. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.